Good evening, everyone. It's 9:15 on the 15th of February. It's a Saturday. Normally, we don't do weekend shows, but it's an emergency stream. We're in crisis. Um, and in a crisis, I always want Mr. B next to me, and here he is.
Thanks, Martha. Checks in the post, mate. Checks in the post.
Any comments coming like in the stream as opposed to checks in the post?
Yeah,
What are
I'll
you
do that.
doing?
I'm sorry, I've just
No,
fixed.
no, you've got to speak now about why we're here.
Oh, right. Sorry, you teed me up, and I completely missed where you went with that. Oh, I'm
I
so
take it
sorry.
all back with you being good in a crisis.
I'm hopeless. I'm panicking. No,
Yeah.
look, Mainoo was the first little message that I got, and I didn't. I half lost my mind with that, and then we hear that Ahmad's out for the season with ankle ligament damage. I mean, I don't know if we're cursed. I don't. I was in a bad mood with the team before. Good grief. They yeah. I think we are proper in the shit now. I think we're proper in the shit now.
Well, we've got 9 injuries.
Okay, so who
So
have
we've
we got?
got
We got
Diallo,
yeah,
Kobe,
yeah.
Ugarte,
Is
Collier.
is 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 a god to I was hoping that maybe one of them is going to be able to play.
Well, he's a major doubt.
Oh, major. They've used
Both
the word major.
both him and Collier. Like so, Ugarte and Collier are major doubts for
Okay,
Tottenham.
okay.
But Martinez is not going to play. Luke Shaw's not going to play. Evans is out. Mount is out, and also Altai Bayinda is also injured. So that's 9 of the squad like done. Um, all right, before we get into it, should we do some hellos as you
Yeah.
digest that?
Yes.
All right. First of all, we got Steph who says squads are assembled for a reason. Always need a backup to the backup. We got Matty Bassett. Big up, Matty. I hope you're doing well. Um, what's this about? Shout out, Bilal. Um, Hannibal, racism has no place in football. Something happened with Hannibal at Burnley today.
I have no idea.
Um, okay, well, we got POTUS. Might as well sack Amrin now to take away the beatings we're about to take. He'll not be adapting his tactics for the players. Watch us finish 16th. If we lose tomorrow, I think we go to 15th. We're currently 14th in February. Oh, I like this from Stuart. It's a shambles of a day. We haven't even played football. Big up, Anthony Herbert. I hope
I know.
you're doing well.
I know
I
it's here to
wish you
dig.
Well, I wish you changed that like photo because do you see what he's doing? He's lying down, shoving his ass up in the air, and it's
He's
polluting our
he's
screens.
he's twerking.
I t- um, yeah, shout out, Steph. We got Kieran in the house. If we had less of a chance of anything this season, we have no chance now. What a forward line we have. Um, everyone always asks this bloody question. Are you in a West Ham training top on a
He's
Manchester
on,
United fan channel?
he's on the wind up. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's on the wind up. He knows. I'm not even going to explain to him, and everybody else should know by now as well. So I'll leave it.
Um, Xerxes, Hoyland, Garnacho, the only 3 fit attacking players. Yikes. Yikes. Um, Saturday Night Fever, show us your move then, fellas. Um, well, if you're asking, I'm dancing. Um, John Lowry. Good evening, guys. I've just heard about Ahmad. I believe Mino is out for a few weeks also, correct? Ugarte still injured. Yeah, we think so. Finish the season now. You can go back and support West Ham. Straight and Manners' finest. Not sure what we've been doing in training, but 3 players injured in training is shocking. Not impressed. I did a little bit of research about training earlier, Damien, which we'll move on to next, and it's not good reading. I am deeply, deeply unimpressed with what is coming out. Uh, And has anyone else turned up? Of course, it's Simon Warner. Good evening to you both. Had a good day, the pair of you. Had a nice day. What did you get up to? Oh, actually, never mind, Mr. B.
Yeah.
I forgot myself there. Had a lovely day.
Yeah.
Uh, um, right, okay. So you've had 9 players injured, and I've been doing a little bit of research, and I found some pretty worrying stats, Mr. B.
Is this
Right,
specifically about Man United, or is this injuries on a whole?
injuries on the whole. First thing is, right, do you think you're more likely to get injured in a match or in training as a
Or
football
training,
player?
training.
You think it's training?
Yeah.
Right. You are 12 times more likely to get injured in a football match than you
Oh,
are to get injured in training. So
okay.
to pick up so many injuries in training is you'd start off by thinking that's unlucky, wouldn't you?
Yeah, go on. I would.
I don't think it is luck. Um, I think it's terrible, terrible preparation. Um, because right, so basically in pre-season, you just do running drills. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. That is to build your kind of like aerobic base. And during the season, you do anaerobic training, which is sprinting drills. So there's long distance running, like continuous repetitive running in pre-season, and you do like sort of more shorter, intense stuff during the season. And the idea is that you spread the load because the only injuries you can really accept picking up are in pre-season where you're doing loads of running because most injuries in training come from basically from doing too much,
But
right?
it's yeah, go on, yeah.
So I think basically that this is really really poor management of the team by the coaches and essentially Amarin. Like you can't pick up this many injuries in training, like and it not be a coincidence or it not be luck.
Okay, well, if it was Ten Hag, we knew what he was like in training, but Amarin seemed to have been taking more care of the players in regards to if they had played, the game, they were to get like a couple of days rest or a day's rest, and he was explaining. I mean, look, maybe it's changed now,
No, you
but
have to have a recovery day.
yeah, but we know Ten Hag didn't have a recovery day though, did he?
Well, we only know of one, which is after Brentford. There was a rumor that everyone sort of got behind, but I never believed was true. That Ten Hag called the team in, and they had to run the distance that the extra distance that
Mm.
Brentford ran in the game. You remember that story?
Yeah, yeah.
I at the time I said it can't be true because you've got to give players like their recovery day. Like it's poor management. It's you'd get the whole team would be against you if you did something like that. So I cannot see these players not getting their recovery day. It just wouldn't happen. It's not like being called into
Okay, so
work
you
over
see
the weekend.
with ligament damage, you think that
Yes.
because it was ankle ligament damage, it was a chaotic training session. Ligament damage can happen at any time, no, like an Achilles injury, or would it be more down to strain in specific areas? Because all right, if it's a broken leg, then it was a tackle.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Okay. So like, what you're talking about here is that like 75% of injuries in training to professional footballers are repetitive strain injuries. Okay, so 3 out of 4 injuries down to repetitive strain,
mm,
and of those injuries, 50% are either your muscular or tendons, and the overriding cause is overexertion and let me check my notes. Chronic overload, right?
okay,
So it's possible that Ahmad was unlucky, right? It's absolutely possible, but it's because of how many we've got, basically in the space of 2 weeks, something's, in my opinion, something has gone seriously wrong with the training, and it's most likely to be overtrained. Like, and
I
this
just
is
don't see
something.
that. I don't. I just because of the way he spoke and the way he spoke about caring for players. I don't. Sometimes I do agree with this one. I think
That's
I
yeah.
will disagree with you on. To be fair,
The thing is, though, is that this is something that happens like to managers where they panic, results aren't going well, and you have to change your plan. We saw this with Ten Hag, where Ten Hag and his coaches are not like morons. They kind of are, but they're not complete morons, right? They understood the risks of bringing back players too early from injury, such as Martinez and Shaw. They understood the risks of running everyone into the ground in training, but they did it anyway because they needed results. And I think that we were starting to manage the team like when Ruben came in really well. Like over Christmas and stuff, we did all right with spreading the load across the team. Even at the start of the season, you saw Bruno getting taken off after 65 minutes against Brighton, I think, and everyone
mm.
started crying because why are we taking him off? He's our only way of scoring. And now I think that like because we need results, we're in 14th tonight. Amarin has run the squad has run them down too much. That would be my reading of the situation.
again, disagree, but
What do you disagree?
that he's run them into the ground. I just don't see it.
Okay, but right. So what we have a whole spate
Is
of
okay?
injuries.
Would you say ligament damage is the same as muscle?
Well, it's tendon damage, yeah.
Okay. See, because yeah. See,
Do you not think?
I do get your point, but when I think about overstraining, I more think about hammies and thighs,
Yeah,
more
well, a
that part of it,
hamstring's the
more than
most common
yeah,
injury.
more than like ankle and like ACLs and stuff like that. I would more, in my opinion, I would classify ligament damage as the same sort of as ACL in regards to it can more happen anytime. The hamstring, I feel, is something that can be prevented, if you
Yeah,
see
it
what I
can.
mean.
I agree. Yeah, like that. Right. So hamstring is the most common injury in the Premier League, and it's most common in defenders. Um, and that's why you have to manage the load on defenders pretty carefully. Like we see a lot of Yoro sort of coming in and out, Delict coming in and out, and things like that. Like everyone knows defenders are the most likely to get an injury, and it's most likely to be 6 weeks out if they get an injury. So you have to be careful with that. But Ahmad is a player that used to be rested quite a lot by Amrin. Like he didn't play in Europe very much, did he? When Amrin first came in, and I believe that he's been playing more and more and more, certainly since that Southampton game. And so I'm not sure that his load has been managed correctly. But as you say, it could be bad luck. But the fact so many have happened in the space of a week suggests to me that it's that the training is the issue.
He's pushing them.
Yeah. All right. Let's. Do you want to look at the comments?
Yeah, we've started a few more.
All right. Okay. Um, since COVID, yeah, this is a great point. Um, the last 3 or 4 years of football has been the most intense that any footballer has experienced in the history of football, as far as we know. Like we've seen players like Varane and Rodri speaking out about the number of games and there's not enough time to recover and things like that. So that obviously might feed into it. Um, POTUS is saying these injuries are 100%, or 1,000% on Amrin. He's a fool for not giving rest days. That can't. I do not believe that Amrin
I
hasn't
don't
given
believe
them a
he's not.
rest day.
Yeah, I can't believe that he's not giving them rest days. I don't. I just no. I just don't see it.
Yeah. I just, if that is true, can you give us a source, POTUS? Because I I'd sack him on the spot if that is true. United do not have the squad to play twice a week. It's a shambles, and I'm sure our next thing is going to be Anthony and Rashford, etc., on loan. Was that the right thing to do? Look at this, Andrew. I'm going to tell you right now, sir, I am a sports psychologist. Thank you very much. I do have a fucking idea. You can talk back to me about opinions and things, but you're not talking back to me on science. You're just making stuff up. Everything I've given you is peer researched. Fucking idiot. Good evening. Sorry for my potty mouth. We've been demonetised. Good evening to you, Chat Sport. Tyrone Williams, I've given up. Ruben is looking desperate now. Hope everyone's doing good, but we've lost the only positive from our season. Oh, that would be Ahmed, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. The injuries could have happened during the game, doesn't mean we know then. Yeah, sorry, earlier on, Emma, I quoted a research paper that said that you're 12 times more likely to get injured in a football match than you are in training. So with things like Martinez's injury, there might be something there that he hasn't prepared properly for the game or something. But that you can put down to bad luck. I'm not sure about the training injuries, I think. What else have we got here? We've got Jarvis in the house. Good evening to you, sir. Anthony is saying we've got the same with Saka and Tomiyasu. Isn't Havertz in that list as well? Is he not out for the season?
He's out for the season as well, yeah.
Rashmanu gave you a membership, Jarvis. It's always nice to have people just in the chat, even if they're not talking. Bump those viewers. Okay, what you say? I'm telling you that I do not know how this happened. Yeah, I haven't either said how it's happened, Andrew. I've laid out the evidence to build an argument that I think we're mismanaging our training based off the facts that we have in terms of the injuries and the theoretical basis behind it.
See?
Yeah. So yes, I'm not claiming that this has happened. I'm saying that this is my assumption, and I'm arguing that assumption. Unbelievable. I'm interested to see this team perform without Ahmad. We cannot rely on one person. It makes for a catastrophe. And
you know what?
We've got
bath time. Obviously, we haven't even done a preview for the game. Just obviously before the end of the game, just give me an 11, and we'll get it up on screen and see what we are. See how bad we could be tomorrow.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm just going through what we've got. Yeah, I'm just going through what we've got. So the forwards are pretty easy because we've only got 3.
Well, we know they're all going to play. Dorgu?
Yeah, of course he's going to play.
Bruno, 8?
6, I think.
6, okay. Agate's not playing.
No.
Collier's not playing. Could this be Casemiro's redemption?
I'm not sure. I have a feeling that we might see Mazraoui or Dalot in central midfield.
I was thinking Dalot. I mean, I've called it for a couple of weeks. He might have to go in there with Bruno.
Yeah, the thing is, though, is that I think he's slightly better than Mazraoui as that attacking left wing back. I'm not sure that Mazraoui
left. You don't think he's going to play Dorgu on the left?
No, because he started him on the right last time, so I would assume he starts there again. And we saw Dalot.
So the player that we bought to play at left wing back, we're not going to play at left wing back.
Well, who said we bought him to play left wing back? The
Everybody
evidence
did.
is that. Well, yeah, but the evidence we've seen is that on the pitch he started at right wing back. So, I don't know about that.
Oh my God, Ruben.
But we did see Dalot do all right against Trent. Tearing it up there. So
that's small. Sorry.
Yeah. Am I interrupting anything? I basically what I'm saying is that I think that Delo is more than likely to play like left wing back with Mazraoui in the centre rather than the other way round, because we've seen a little bit more from Delo in the wide areas. Although he did kind of play there last season, he inverted a lot last year, didn't he, in our build-up play? And maybe he's more comfortable receiving the ball, but I'm not. I'm not sure. And then I don't even know. Like, I mean, Maguire, Yoro, Lindelof is what I'd probably expect to start tomorrow. Like Lindelof always finds his way in.
Lindelof ain't gonna play.
I honestly like
Lindelof,
they all love him.
Lindelof. It doesn't matter whether they love him. He's not gonna play.
So what you putting Delict in?
I'm going Euro, Maguire.
Lindelof, yeah, I agree.
No, Lindelof's not playing.
Where's Delict then, isn't it?
Well, it has to be Lilith then, yeah. I'm not really happy with Euro on the left.
I don't. Do you know what I was thinking about the other day about Yoro? Yoro's best moment for me was in his debut when he was playing as the right-sided centre-back against Arsenal, and Martinelli came at him, and he did that beautiful footwork, like to, like match his step to the little tippy-tappy stuff that what's he called Martinelli was doing, forced him out wide, and then like use those big telescopic legs to hook it away. I'd love to see that, and I feel that playing him on the left, we haven't seen that kind of elite level like
That's why I want him on the
footwork.
right. Yeah, I want
Yeah,
him on the
so
right.
yeah, I want him. I want him like back on the right in his best, in his kind of like the position where you make the most of his skills.
Okay, so who goes left?
I'd stick Lindelof in.
Lindelof.
When everyone was injured last season, Lindelof played left back
Yeah,
about
but
10 or 15
I mean,
times.
is he even fit?
Yes, he's
He's been
fit.
injured. What, as soon as the transfer window closes, the fucker.
Maybe. I think did he not come on against someone the other week? I can't remember. But like Lindelof is fit, and I'm not a huge fan of Lindelof. But the one thing I respect about him is every manager ends up really really liking him. Um, and I would suspect that in the tough moments that we've got, Amarin might put him in. Like, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not, as I say, I'm not a huge fan of Lindelof, but
Could you
he always
see?
plays.
Does anybody know what the travelling party was for the game?
There's a lot of kids. Um,
Is Kone in there?
I've absolutely no idea. We'll go through the comments, and if our fact checkers could tell us like who's gone down to London, I'd love to know. We'll start with Bilal. He says Coney and Toby Collier in midfield tomorrow. I think Collier is out, Bilal. We're not sure of that, but we think he's out. And Kone, an away start in the Premier League. I never like that.
It might be the only option he has.
Well, Jarvis says Kone is ready. Give him a chance. Casemiro's the pass. Would rather use this as an opportunity to invest in the future. Yeah, but it could also be like lambs to the slaughter. Like, when you look back at players like Hannibal, Amari Thorson, even Alanga, people never rated them because they came into the team when they probably weren't ready. And I think we've got a duty of care to prepare our young players for the right time, not the emergency time. Our bench is going to be very light, says Steph. Little or no rotation coming.
Yeah, I could definitely see very, very little rotation.
In between all his like crying, Andrews said that Ahmad has been overplayed for months. I did think Ahmad got taken off or didn't start in Europe a lot, but I might have that wrong. Got Stuart's team, which is Maguire, De Ligt, Yoro, Dorgu, Mazraoui, Delo, Bruno. So okay, yeah. Obi Martin, Xerxes, Garnacho. God, Rasmus, man, bench by a 17-year-old in the mind of Stuart.
Do you know what? The thing is, he's going to have to be on the bench tomorrow just because of what we don't have. So
Yeah.
Obi Martin has to be on the bench tomorrow. And if Rasmus has been playing how he's been playing, Obi's going to get a kick. He's going to get playing time tomorrow. I just think Casemiro's got to play. I just think Casemiro's got to play. As much as we might not want him to play, I think Casemiro's got to play. Oh, are we forgetting about Eriksen?
Yeah, Eriksen's there as well. It's whether he trusts them. I guess. I think you're right. Actually, I think Eriksen's going to play in the number 10. He's used him before. He's had a good season.
Yeah, I think you're Eriksen. So where does that put?
That'll put Xerxes, I think, on the bench
over Rasmus.
Yeah, because with Spurs, our best chance is springing that high line. Yeah, and Xerxes.
We're going to be doing it to Rasmus to string. Oh my God. Garnacho's definitely playing tomorrow.
Yeah, I know, but it's whether he starts him, because he could start Xerxes, Eriksen, and Rasmus, and then one of them goes off for Garnacho. We just try and keep the ball for 60 minutes and then hit him on the break.
I get that, trying to beat them up a bit, but
yeah,
if I'm Garnacho and Ahmad's out, who he probably saw as the player keeping him out of his position, I'll be pissed if I don't start tomorrow.
Yeah, of course. Anyone there will be any senior player will have a hissy fit if they don't start tomorrow, because we're essentially the walking dead. It's like when a war goes really badly and you have to draft 16-year-olds up to fight. That's the position that we're in. Right. Andrew thinks Morehouse may get a game. I'm not too sure about all these young players, but there are a couple of names I've never seen before that are going with the team. When you say get a game, I assume you mean not start, but will come on. Wow. Lenny Yoro is fantastic on the left. I see a young Maldini in the making. I'm not sure about that, Jarvis. I hope that you're right, sir, but you're comparing him...
Saturday night drinking?
Yeah. I mean, Maldini, all right, he was right-footed and he played there, but I mean, Maldini is arguably the greatest defender that Europe has produced. I think that's a wild comparison, but I did once say that Nathan Ake had a similar build to Maldini and reminded me of him aesthetically. So we can all say crazy shit. Martinez is out for the rest of the season, yeah. Lindelof, emergency sub at best. We'll see. All right, Steph's got a team. Yoro, De Ligt, heaven. God, Harry Maguire, bench for heaven. Delo, Eriksen, Casemiro, Dorgu.
No, he's not. There's no way. There's no way he goes Eriksen and Casemiro. What game did we get smashed in?
I think it was Newcastle, and Xerxes got taken off.
Yeah, he's not playing
when they started.
There's no chance. There's no way he plays that.
I don't think that's the word. I mean, I'd put Maguire in over heaven there, but that might be the best team that we can stick out. Notice that we've still got the threat of Garnacho and the youngsters to come off the bench.
Yeah, I would rather drop, but I'd rather swap Eriksen and Bruno's position for a start. Although I still don't think Bruno plays that well in there, but Eriksen's smarter with the football.
You've got two players you can bring in, which are you've got three players in that team you can bring in. Maguire, Mazraoui, and Garnacho.
Well, Heavens doesn't start, so maybe
Okay,
we've got two players who can come in.
okay.
I
So
still
where
don't
is
go.
Maz going? For
I would
Casemiro?
even, I would, yeah, I would rather put him in there for Casemiro or
And where
Dalot in
does
there for
Garnacho?
Casemiro and Thingy on the other side, and Mazraoui on whatever side Dalot's playing on.
Yeah, left.
Yeah,
And then
left.
would you put Garnacho in, or would you keep those three?
I just, I think if we had Ahmad playing, Garnacho coming off the bench wouldn't even be an issue.
Yeah.
But the fact that we don't have it, I would rather start. I would rather start Garnacho. I think he's deserved a start where he's played. It's just up to him to take it now. He's at the club. Maybe he did get his head turned, but he's here at the club now, and Ahmad's not there. So I will be starting Garnacho tomorrow. I'll be trying to start
I,
the best team. I will be starting Garnacho tomorrow because they're going to play a
I'm,
high line from the off. They're not going
yeah.
to play a high line after 60 minutes. They're going to go out there. They're at home, So he's going to have the space from the get go. It's just whether or not he plays with his head up, or two, he finishes one of the 6 or 7 chances that he will get in the game.
I mean, for me, I think that it's an easy argument to make that Garnacho has been brilliant coming off the bench in the last 2 or 3 games. All right, might be against a Romanian supermarket, but you kind of have to give a player a start if they've been
Yeah,
performing off the bench. Like Ollie got starts and so on. I think that he deserves, as you say, he deserves a start. Um, right. Is Ugarte fit? He isn't, Andrew, as far as he's a major doubt. So if he does play, he's not going to be 100%. Got Subvids in the house. Good evening to you, sir. Um, God, lot of people turning on Amrin. The writing's been on the wall with him. I think it's time that real fans are exposed for who they are. Like, let's not fan shame people. Ugarte and Coley are both out, apparently.
mm.
I'd rather play Kone than
Yeah.
Casemiro. I
That's
would.
what I asked if he's in the squad. Listen, these players are. I just. Oh, we're gonna
I'll
get
give you the
pumped
example, which
tomorrow.
is Harry Amas. Harry Amas was on the bench in that Palace game where we were like the Walking Dead under Ten Hag.
Yeah, but they
Like,
know he's no good. Kone's been impressing
yeah, but
impressing the coaches in what he's doing. Don't get me wrong. Maybe he's not ready, and they're
I'd
gonna
just
know a
go with
lot
the
more than
experience.
and no legs.
Yeah, like look, we sit deep and hit them on the break. It's not, it's not fun, but it's pragmatic. And
Yeah,
like,
but can we afford to sit deep against Tottenham?
well,
How
I
we?
would
I mean,
think so. What aerial threats do they have? What balls do they have like on a cross? Who can open up a low
who's playing?
block?
See, I don't know. I don't know who's playing. Is Madison back?
I think Madison's back. I think Solanke's out. I'm not sure.
Solanke's definitely out.
Yeah.
Solanke's
Right.
definitely out.
Right. So there's not going to be a huge aerial threat in their box, is there? Like Bergval, people like that, we can probably track them coming in. I think that you've got to look at the best way of getting a result, and it's probably sitting deep with experienced professionals rather than like going toe to toe with a bunch of kids. But I'm a cautious man.
Is that Amarin style?
Absolutely not. He puts
Something's got to give
teenagers in
though.
all the
Yeah.
time.
Something. I think something needs to give now. He needs to decide. What, yo, we're gonna lose to fucking Tottenham.
All right, hang on. Chido, Morehouse, Harrison, Kone have travelled. Maybe of all of them, I think Kone has probably had the most first team training. I'm not completely sure about that. What is this, Andrew? You're going through some sort of some sort of character development. He is overtraining them. Um, all right, I don't know what that's about. No legs, Casemiro and Ericsson. Are you going to the match, Stuart? Um, Yoro's struggled. Hi, many beers you have, Matty. Right, leave Jarvis alone. We all say stuff like there's nothing wrong with gassing up a youngster or whatever. Like, don't worry about all of that. We got Danny B and his big dog in the house. Um, Play Maz in the six. We've been talking about that.
Mm.
We've got a We Deserve Better 11. Yoro Delict Maz. Right wing back Dorgu. Casemiro Bruno. Delo. Garnacho Ericsson Hoyland. Maguire Xerxes Chido subs.
The thing is, Bruno doesn't tackle, and Casemiro wants to tackle but can't tackle. I just don't see us having any. At least Mazraoui, he likes to tackle a bit. I'd rather have Mazraoui in there,
What, in the centre of midfield?
the centre of midfield. Yeah.
I think right. So the problem that we've got with Spurs is Bergval, Bissouma, and they've got one other player like
So
Bentancur,
I think
and so
Is Bentancur not injured again? Oh,
I'm not sure. But basically we've got mobile players like everybody team. They've got big henchmen that can run about a bit. Maybe Casemiro isn't the guy,
no,
He
so
can't
they'll run straight through him.
unless the thing is with Bruno and Casemiro, you've got two catapults there that can launch that ball up the pitch.
Yeah,
Um,
but Bruno does that, and he just gives it away. It just comes straight back.
yeah, but at least it's a kind of plan. Like the forwards know the second it goes into Bruno or Casemiro, just leg it somewhere because it's just going to get trebucheted like across the pitch. I don't know. I'm beginning to think, yeah, that Casemiro and Ericsson can't play in the centre.
I'm glad it's taken you a little bit of time. I
Am I
knew
still
that
here? No.
already, but yeah, that's glad. I'm glad you've been convinced. Oh, yeah,
All
you're
right,
still here.
we've got 22 people watching. Um, I can't read that out. Van de Ven injured, fantastic.
Yeah, he's still out. Van der Ven's dead, and they worried, and they're not sure about Ramiro.
I think we were meant to have had a good look at Romero in the summer as a potential signing. What is this the tweet where he dissed goals, or is there a new one, Bilal? We'll do score predictions a little bit later, Mr. POTUS, if you don't mind. Right, Jarvis, I'm old enough to remember a young Maldini. I have extreme. Look, Jarvis, a lot of people think that Yoro really, really has it and is like, by far the best centre back in his age group. So I hope that you're right. Um, I just think that this is crazy talk, because Maldini is just unbelievable. Maybe Xerxes in the centre of midfield.
What?
Like doing what? Um,
Boy, everybody, that's our Saturday night shows out. The crazy people, crazy nights.
yeah. Well, Bentancur is back.
Oh shit!
Um, I quite like this actually. We've had Gilberto Carlos, Johnny Esther, and Smaldini, and now we've got like Eurodini as well. Um, God, do you remember Gilberto Carlos,
Oh
that
don't!
man in the Euros?
Oh don't!
Uh, Leacher tweeted that they've had an operation. Good, but I'm glad he's got through it. We all wish Leacher the best. Kone is 19. He's very athletic. I see no issues with playing him besides experience. But hey, they have to start somewhere. I agree. My only concern about stuff like this, Jarvis, is do you remember we beat Mr. B? Did we beat Southampton 9-0 once
Mm.
under Ollie? And they had a debutant who was a teenager who got sent off in the first 2 minutes. Do you remember that?
I didn't remember a player getting sent off. I remember the 9-0.
Yeah, someone got sent off in the first couple of minutes. And I mean, I think that Hannibal was pretty lucky to escape a red card against Liverpool on his debut and
Yeah,
so
going
on.
to smash them. Yeah.
It's like I just I think it's really, really bad to bring kids into a poor team. Ideally, you want to
Mm.
bring them into a good team with settled senior professionals. And yeah, go
Sometimes
on.
needs must though, bath time. You
Yeah,
know, yeah, and that may be because the thing is, if they come in and they're not good, it's not their fault why the team didn't get the performance. If you know what I mean, it's not going to be solely on them. You know, if you've got a central midfielder who, you know, there's something about him that he's been training with the first team. Maybe
yeah,
he's not quite ready, but for you to have called him up, there must be maybe something that you've seen. You know, maybe it's 6 months too early. Maybe they want to try and get him in for pre-season, but you know, if you don't give them the chance, you're never going to know if they're going to be able to fly or not. You know.
yeah. But I mean, the thing is about training with the first team is that I would suspect, I don't know, but I'd suspect the majority of the training they do is on recovery days, where like they're basically training the players that didn't play, and so they just need bodies to come in. What I would be okay with is like if you bring the strikers on and the midfielders on when the game is done and there's no real pressure on them. Like I know a guy who made his debut in professional football as a striker, and his team were 4-0 down. And he said it was absolutely fantastic for him personally because it didn't matter what he did. He could
Mm.
just go out there, enjoy himself, get the
Right,
experience, and so on.
and if right, and that's what I'm thinking. If they start him, and but he has that kind of they give. It's weird. Obviously, his mentality is going to be to win, but if they can have it so that the explanation is how you've given it, where just go out there and have maybe not necessarily have fun, but go out there and play the game that's got you into
Yeah,
the first team. You know, there's a reason why we called you in.
yeah.
Then I just, yeah, I just can't see Casemiro starting tomorrow.
I mean, the thing is like, look, Danny B says relegation fight is on now.
No,
I
no, no.
Yeah, we're
I don't.
12 points clear of the relegation zone. I think we need one win from the rest of the season, basically, to be safe. I'm a negative Nancy, Danny, and I've been beating the drum about the danger of relegation. But looking at it today, I don't think I'd give you like 10-1, 15-1 that would happen. I don't think it's likely, and because
We
of
might drop a position or two,
yeah,
but
definitely.
mm, but yeah, I'm with you, Bath time. We're not. There's no
Yeah, so
chance.
look, right. I think I'm gonna assume Andrew is correct here that we're mathematically safe if we get 6 points in the next 10 games. Um,
That's a
because of
13
that,
games.
13 games. Sorry. Because of that, I don't think that we need to risk the youngsters. That we shouldn't like push them forwards because there's nothing really to play for. If it's Europa League or a cup, I might feel a bit different about it. But I don't think that we. What have we got to play for in the league?
Nothing, but we need to get performances from somewhere. Right now, if you're saying, oh, okay, results don't matter. Performances need to start stepping up because we
Yeah,
can't just go through the rest of the season playing this trash that we've been seeing.
yeah, but I mean, to be honest, when you have this amount of injuries, I think it's actually results are what matter. It's just getting through. It's getting through this period
Well, when we
and
had the
getting.
players in, when we had the players not injured, we still weren't getting the results.
Yeah. So that's a separate issue. Is now that we're riddled with injuries, it doesn't matter. It's getting the points because we can't be worrying about like performing well because our squad is decimated. So I'm less concerned about the performances and more seeing grit, desire, determination
See, and
rather
I more
than
want to see, and I'm the other way. I want to see performances now because this season's done. This season's finished. His style of play has to be incorporated for next season. So
yeah.
that's more why I want to see That's why I want to see the performance side of it now. If we get the results, fine. We get the results. I mean, to be fair, we're playing tomorrow, and I'm not saying I don't care, but there's so much other things going on. It's like the football is the furthest part away. Maybe come tomorrow once, you know, once the day starts, and you get the little hype and that. But it just seems like, oh, we got a game to up. Does it really matter?
Well, of course, it matters, but so like, all right. So what we could look for, right, is a couple of things. We could look for the individual quality of the young players coming through to get excited for next season. Like if Cheeto comes on and Spurs, you know what Spurs are like. Anyone can bloody get a hat trick against Spurs. Like Pedro Porro leaves all that space in behind.
They all do.
Like yeah, like they don't have Van der Ven. Like Romero is a walking red card. Like Madison, I'm not convinced by. Son, he cries all the time. Kulusevski's been a bit off the boil recently. We could go out and we could score a hatful of goals from a bunch of young guns, get excited for next season. Of course, that would happen. But I suppose, what I'd like to see tomorrow is I'd just like to see the system. Like,
And that's what I was saying about
if
performance. That was my
yeah,
thing with performance. If we lose the game, fine, we lose the game, but go out there and play like you understand what the hell he's doing. I mean,
yeah,
Andrew put a message in about having a
to
full
this
week's
one.
training.
Uh,
Yeah, about having the full week's training. And look,
yeah,
it's
they all
killed him.
died.
Yeah, it's killed him. Oh
Shout out
gosh.
to Sigmund. I missed this. Uh, do you still get excited for the next game, Mr. B?
Only Europa. I know I'm going to get the vibe for Europa because I think we're going to win it.
And do you find it hard to celebrate goals?
No, because they don't come very often. They don't come often enough. No, I cheer all the goals. It doesn't. They don't come very often, man. No, no, no. Maybe I don't get as upset when teams score,
Yeah,
but yeah, I think I don't get up. I suppose it depends on the type of goal, but my expectations for the rest of the season are very, very low in the league, very, very high in Europa.
I don't celebrate some goals now because of VAR.
Really?
Yeah,
I still don't let it
like
affect me now. I still celebrate the goal, man. I still celebrate the goal.
I just ones that look like they could be offside. I just think it's Garnacho, it's Rashford, it's Hoyland. They're going to be offside.
They're
Like,
gonna, mine is what they're gonna miss.
yeah, well, there. Sod the system, stink out the place, and the 3 points. We need the money. That's the other side, isn't it? It's between pragmatists and idealists really for this game. Idealists like Yabba and Mr. B want young guns tearing it up, playing
No,
exciting
no,
football.
I don't want the young guns. I just want them. If the opportunity comes, give them. There's a reason why they're in the first team. There's a reason why they're training with the first team. That's all. It's not throw them in because I expect them to be like the class of 1992. When we all know that there was experience, they sprinkled them in. They didn't just come and become great.
And
But
loans as well with Bex.
yeah, these players learn to appreciate what Manchester United was all about, and that's why this Ahmad one's burning because he went to Sunderland, he went to Rangers. Rangers, this big club in Scotland, thought what a shithole. Went Sunderland, what a shithole. He said, "I'm never leaving Man United again," and that's how he's played ever since. He wants to stay at Man. That's what we want. I want some hungry players. So I just
Are
think,
you sure about that?
what's
I
that?
seem to remember Ahmad in the summer, like, was really upset that he didn't get to go back to Sunderland on loan when Ten Hag was here.
Yeah, because that was Ten Hag.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. Fine. Um, but all right. Here's a scenario for you. If it's 0-0 with 60 minutes to go, are you bringing kids on?
Yeah, I'm bringing on Cheeto.
Yeah, 17-year-old
Yeah, yeah, I'd bring him
senior
on.
debut.
Why not? Fuck it. Ex Arsenal, he's going to get the life, he's going to get the hell booed out of him, and then he's going to score the winner and silence the crowd. Yeah, I'll be bringing on Cheeto. If it's 0-0, Cheeto comes on.
I, I've got to be honest. I wouldn't do it myself, but the second that I see them there, like Heaven and Chido and Kone, all of them pulling their pants up and things on the side, getting ready to come on, I'm going to be very, very excited. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm going to be like, this is Manchester United, this is the youth, here we go.
See, so
Like,
it will still put a smile on your face as much as you're thinking, oh, experience. I mean, we will be smiling if these guys come on and play on the pitch for half time.
right, but what
The
if
future,
we're 1-0 up?
no, no. If we're
Okay,
1-0
why?
up, then actually no. Yeah, we're 1-0 up. I still bring on Cheeto. He gets half an hour tomorrow, unless we get because if we're getting battered, that means the forwards did f all. You're gonna come on. If it's 0-0, then it's going to be something different. And if we're winning and they've got to chase the game, there's going to be an awful lot of spacing behind it. And the
Yeah, but
one
I
thing he
mean, we
does,
don't know, do we, about his
no, we
running
don't. I'm
power and
dreaming.
things.
Listen, I'm living. You've asked me a question and I'm dreaming. Come on, man.
All right,
This is
fair
my
enough.
ideal. This is my look. I'm talking about Kone coming on and smashing the shit out of Madison and stuff tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's not gonna happen. We know it's not gonna happen. But he's gonna go with tried and trusted. I don't know what he's gonna go with tomorrow, but it's not gonna be the kids. Kone's not gonna start tomorrow.
no.
Cheeto's not gonna start tomorrow. So it's just whether or not they get any game time at all.
Do you know what, right? Do you remember at the start of the season when I was trying to pin Yabba down to saying what would be a good season or a bad season? And one of the things that we got him on was 75 goals. Do you remember that?
And Andrew laughed. And he said we scored 55, 53. I don't know
Yeah.
if you can have capital numbers, but it sounds so exaggerated. We've scored 55, 53, 57 blah in the last 4 or 5 years. And I said, yeah, I know, but if we do this and we do that, and if we play 10 minutes, 9 minutes every week and stuff, yeah, but
Yeah, 70. He did say 75 points, didn't he? And I nearly left. I
oh
remember that.
God.
But that is, God, we're in such a mess. Maybe all of you are right. Maybe we should just put the youth out and have some players that are playing for the shirt and are
Yeah, blood
hungry and have
him.
got something to
Just blood
prove.
him blood him for next season. They can't be any worse than what we've seen.
I
You
mean,
know,
Spurs are shit as well, aren't
they
they?
are. I mean, obviously I've got Don P and I've got another guy who's been negative about Spurs for 10 years. And it's only now people are saying he's been cussing Levy for 10 years. And it's only now, obviously, people have started listening. But they're
But I mean,
convinced
they
that they're going
finished
to
above
lose.
us.
They,
5 out of the last 6 seasons, Spurs finished above us.
well, look, and we're battling for 13th place. I mean, it's the thing. What Spurs is, they've got the money to spend and can spend the money. He just doesn't want to spend the money. We want to spend the money, and we haven't got any.
Yeah, but they've got no confidence. Ange could get sacked, I think, tomorrow, couldn't he? Like, if Cheeto score, if bunch teenagers, like if the in-betweeners go out and score a couple of goals,
I mean, wouldn't it be
like,
lovely?
but also, like, Spurs are Spurs, and I'm really hoping that a couple of them are well up for throwing Ange under the bus, because if there's one game to do it,
Against us.
it's Manchester United full of kids at home.
No, Be United in the final. They'll beat us tomorrow, and then we'll beat them in the final as well.
That's true, actually. Yeah, I don't think that they will sack him until they're out of Europa or they're in relegation zone.
Yeah,
They made that mistake with Jose, didn't they? They fired him before a cup final.
yeah, but I think that was a financial thing. I just think he didn't want to pay him. I mean, you can't sack it and then you give the job to that. Who they give it? What's his name? He gives you bust his head open.
Um,
What's his name?
Bust his head open.
Yeah, man. Didn't he have to retire because he smashed his head?
Oh, was that Roger Hunt? Like Hunt, the goalkeeper, got him or
No, the
something.
midfielder. Who's the young
Mason.
midfielder? That's the one,
Mason?
Mason. Yeah,
Was it
Ryan
Ryan
Mason.
Mason?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Ange gives me Bielsa. Bielsa is the worst manager I think I've ever seen. Like, thank God he's nowhere near our football club. Awful manager. But to be honest, he couldn't do any worse with this team at the moment. Um, I don't know. I'm beginning to delude myself thinking about the state that Spurs are in, and we have got players like Casemiro and Eriksen,
We're not
like
winning the
who,
game tomorrow.
yeah, but they've got good leadership. They're incredibly experienced players. Like Eriksen
Yeah,
will
but
also
they
be
all
chomping at the
can't
bit to
run.
play. I don't know. Like I think sit deep against Spurs. Ask him what have you got, and then we know what we've got. We've got a bunch of dinosaurs that can smack the ball up the pitch. Like Garnacho can win a couple of free kicks, maybe set pieces from Eriksen. I think I wonder if we can pinch this game. If we go toe to toe, I don't think that we're going to win. If we sit in, absorb them, and look to hit on the break, I think we've got a good chance.
I don't know. I don't know what chance we've got. To be fair, I don't know.
Well, what's the
Spurs are
score prediction?
that we lose 3-1, and Spurs are
3-1.
shit. Yeah, 3-1, and Spurs are rubbish. But I don't trust our forward line. The fact that they know they're not going to be subbed, mean that they're going to be under no pressure. So Rasmus has got out there and probably be even worse than he's been because he knows he's looking at the bench thinking, well, he's not going to bring on Cheeto over me. Although it would be nice to think he had that fear. Rasmus, no, I'm not Rasmus. Garnacho knows he ain't coming off. Whoever starts in centre mid may well come off. Dorgu's going to play the whole game. I mean, there's
Yeah.
players who know they're just not coming off the pitch tomorrow. So there's going to be no, I don't know, there's just going to be no fear of, there's going to be no.
Xerxes will have fear.
I mean, to be fair, he scored in the last game, so maybe he'll have a little bit of confidence.
Yeah, but he'll also remember the Newcastle game where he got hauled off, like, at half time. And if Amarin starts Casemiro and Eriksen, all of those forwards will be shitting themselves.
Yeah, fuck me. He can't do that. If he does that, he's going to have thrown the game. In my opinion, he's just giving it up. He's just giving it up. I don't care what changes he has to make. He cannot play those two in central midfield.
Well, that's what got Xerxes taken off. Like it was Casemiro and Eriksen.
I can't play that.
All right. Well, we've got some score predictions coming in.
Yeah, let's get them in before
this is the most optimistic.
That's the most optimistic. Jeez.
Is 2-2. If Spurs score first, we are done. 5-0 Spurs from Andrew. 3-0 Spurs from Mr. POTUS. Yes, Stuart. 3-1 to Manchester United.
It's funny, Stuart cusses this shit out there, but his scores are always very positive.
Yeah. 1-0 to United from Steph. Danny's echoing he cannot play Casemiro. And Eriksen. Ed Mayhem, good evening to you, sir. It's gone 3-1 United.
You ain't ever watching them this season, have you?
We Deserve Better has gone 5-1 to fucking Spurs. Oh, no. No. That just can't happen. Simon, 3-2 either way. Dark Rose gone for a 1-1 draw. Bilal has gone for a 6-goal thriller, 4-2. 2-0 United, we will stink out the place. 1-0 Maguire. Lovely.
I would not take
United win by half a goal. Okay. 2 away from 20 likes. Do you know what, right? We've got 29 points in the league. Can we get more likes than points? Spurs don't score 5, yeah. Probably be a 0-0. I was actually wondering that. Do you think that there's any possibility that both teams just play out for the draw?
Nothing will surprise me. Nobody knows. Half time, none of the teams are in any form. They're both absolutely shit. It could the score could be anything. It could be a 0-0. Not maybe. I don't think it would be a boring 0-0, but it could be a 0-0. The issue is both goalies are shit.
Oh, yeah. Like when you think of the player to fear tomorrow, it's Anana, isn't it? It's not Song. It's it's Anana. He's
And then their goalie can't deal with crosses.
No,
So
that's Vicario. He's injured. They've got a new one in who's he's a teenager. He's really good on the ball, but you can get at him. I think he's not quite up to the
hold on.
pace
So
of the
the new
Premier
goalie
League.
that they just got in at the beginning of the transfer window is injured.
Is he?
That's what I'm asking you.
No,
Because
Vicario
is
is
the one that they've
he's the
got in.
one. No,
In Jan-
Vicario was the one that was there beforehand that was shit at crosses.
Right. Well, they've got another one. They got
Yeah,
one in this. They got one in the beginning of the January transfer window.
yeah. Kinski
That's
apparently is his
that's
name.
the guy. Thank you, Kinski. He ain't no good at crosses.
Okay, he's a guy you can press. I think.
Yeah,
Um,
this no can't do 0-0. It won't be a 0-0. It won't be a 0-0.
Oh God, Spurs scored 5 against Southampton, 4 against us. Oh yeah, they scored 3 at home, and then, but those 4, 2 of them were Anana specials, weren't they?
Yeah, he's still our goalie. So guess what's due.
Do you know what? That is such a good point. You can't look at what other teams have done against other teams because none of those other teams had Anana in there.
No,
Both teams terrible at set pieces. I mean, I think a set piece would be bloody lovely. Harry Maguire again.
this game.
Are you doing a watch along?
Yeah, I am. As long as I'm
Why?
here, I will be. You know what? I'm in. I might have to do a chore in the morning, but hopefully I'll explain. I'll fill you in afterwards.
Oh, okay.
But
Right.
yeah,
Ooh.
I'm hoping.
Well, it's going to be a terrible watch, according to POTUS. Both teams struggle to get more than 2
It's alright.
passes.
At that time, it's fine. You can have a drink. It's mid-afternoon, innit?
Yeah. Oh, is that what you were thinking about? Is how much you can drink? Um, well, Sigmund says if you want company, he's down for it.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's cool. I might do a joint screen one. You might have to delay your feed. Obviously, mine goes through VPN and it's a little bit delayed. But
You use
yeah,
a
I have
VPN,
no
do
problem.
you?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
don't you?
Of course I do, but I just didn't associate you with that level of technology, to be honest. Is that your son set that up, I would suspect? Like Sigmund, you can take my place on the match reaction if you want, because I don't like doing match reactions. And
It's gonna be.
I
I
can't
think that.
deal with Yabba.
I think that match reaction is gonna be a long one tomorrow. So anybody who wants to jump in, you can pop in for 10 minutes and pop out. I think it's gonna be a long Sunday tomorrow.
Do you remember this game where we 3-0 down at half time against Spurs?
I won 5-3. We can
I
only
think
dream
that was-
about things like that. Fergie.
Well, I think that was one of the only times Veron ever performed for us. I think Beck
Couldn't
scored
tell
in
you
that
played.
as well. I think
Couldn't tell
Veron
you
did
played.
really well in that game. POTUS will pop in. Yeah, get everyone on for the match reaction there, and you can all go mental.
Everybody wants to pop in. Bloody hell. What you
I
start.
know, but the thing is Yabba's going to be so positive about the fact that a kid controlled a football or something, and
Do you know, it's good. He sees life how he sees life. But when he sees Man United, how he sees Man United, man, it does my head in.
It's like I'm a scientist, but he's like a warlock or something. Like, I don't, he's looking at space and time in a very different way.
Look at that time, not space.
Yeah. Well, look at John Lowry. Look at his routine. Lamb in the slow cooker, and I watch along with Mr. B. That's what Sundays are about.
That's what I'm talking about. Is that a leg of lamb? Lamb's my favourite.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to work out what I'm going to eat? What time is it? Oh, it's late.
You can't be having apple crumble or whatever, or
I
Black
told him,
Forest Gatto.
yeah, but I'm not going to say. And you know, it's the crazy thing. My daughter bought me. I should get you the picture if you, in case you think I'm. She actually bought me 2 pieces of Black Forest Gatto yesterday, and I
Did
purposely
she?
hadn't eaten them. Yeah, and I've got to eat them today because I don't want them to go off. I don't need to think I'm joking. I should go get the missus to get a picture so I can get you a picture. Yeah.
I do like Black Forest Gatto.
Oh,
It's my
fantastic.
favourite one.
Oh, lovely. Especially when it's fresh and the strawberries, the big thick Morello cherries are in.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You just look at it and it's just a
God.
heart attack. A delicious way of hurting yourself.
Yeah.
I'd,
That's fun.
I'd
That's a
bloody
good
love
way
one.
to go, though. That's a good way to go. I'm going to eat my
What,
Black
death
Forest. Do
by...
you want to see it? Shall I show you it?
I thought you were going to offer me some then. Yeah, go get your Black Forest. Post it.
Chris, go and get me my cake from the fridge. I got to show my viewers. Quick, hurry up.
Lamb's to the slaughter. What's Andrew? Lamb, potatoes, roast potatoes, broccoli, sweet mint sauce, Yorkshire pudding, gravy.
Yorkshire pudding. Oh, fuck, I love a Yorkshire pudding. Oh, my belly's starting to go, man. I should be a big fat pig. Do you know that?
Yeah, I am like a bit disappointed and incredibly jealous that you're not massively fat because of what you eat.
God.
An absolute madness in Mr. B's house. Meatloaf being meatloaf.
Oh,
Now
my
we're
God.
talking. This is what your favourite Manchester United fan channel has come to. Show and tell with Mr. B's puddings.
Oh, God, she still hasn't come. I don't want to start cussing.
Oh, Simon. Strawberry cheesecake. Lovely. I don't eat nearly enough puddings. I deserve more puddings.
Baked cheesecake. You don't like baked cheesecake. Oh,
Yes,
that's
thank you.
fantastic.
Thank you. We deserve better. You're a man after my own heart. Like you've got discipline and things like that. Exactly. We're right.
Cheers. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Look at this. Andrew ate a full bowl of trifle from Tesco in one go. Ugh.
See, that's what I'm
Um,
talking about. Look, I can show you my cake now. There's only one piece left.
right,
Look,
let's have a look.
you see it?
Oh, yes.
See, I've only got one piece left. It was two. My daughters are fantastic. She's a.
Has
That's
she made
that's a.
that?
No, she bought it.
She bought it.
I don't want to make it nothing. I don't want her to make that. I'll have to disappoint her until it don't taste like the shop.
Oh, that is world class. Um, Andrew also had an English brekkie in the cafe. Jesus Christ. Yeah, exactly. No wonder Andrew was going absolutely mental earlier. He had the trifle sweats. And Simon, I hope your recovery is going well, my friend. Um, yeah.
Oh,
What have we come
God.
to?
You know,
What
at
has
least
it come to?
look, but the most important thing is that we started the show so depressed, and for whatever reason, we've ended the show with a smile on our face. You know what I
That's
mean?
because we're showing puddings.
Yeah, but listen, whatever works. Whatever works.
Yeah.
I didn't want to come here and be depressed about Ahmad and mainly, but I'm glad I have now. Trifle, cake, baked, whatever we've been talking about, sirloin steak and potatoes, lamb slow cooked. Bro, it's been a good evening, man.
I just love potatoes so much, but they're too bad for you.
I
Do you ever
thought,
think with the cake?
yeah,
Absolutely. Not a bloody Philistine
yeah,
using
cake is with
spoon.
custard, but yeah, you got to go with a fork.
Yeah. Knife and fork, full tuxedo, Black Forest Atto. Delicious. Get the silverware out.
Oh God.
Come dine with me. Maybe we could do that in international break.
You get Yabba to do
Yabba
it,
comes
innit?
round and cooks you one of his meals.
You're an idiot.
I would love this. Like, just what you're watching the game, and then Yabba pops in with the big apron on, just cooking away, singing his songs.
Oh God.
But I don't see Andrew
Oh.
using a spoon or a fork. He's from Wales, so he uses something called a trough. Just pours the trifle in and just noshes down. Oh dear, right.
Right.
I think it's with all
Yeah.
this nosh talk. There's only
Yeah.
one nosh left,
Yeah.
and that's
I
like a
like that.
nosh.
Like a notch.
All right. We will see you all tomorrow. What time? Like
If
4:15.
yeah, 4:15, and then
All right, and then we'll have a reaction show.
yeah. We'll
8
just see.
o'clock.
Yes, when the game finishes, we'll have the reaction show. It might just be one long show full of depression.
Could be, or it could be the start of something with
The
you
start
know,
of
the
the cake and
class of.
custard kids. Yep.
Oh, I like that. Cake and custard kids. That's Casemiro leading these young warriors out. The custard bandits,
And
like
Luke Shaw on
Fagin.
the side. Oh my God.
All right,
Ah,
we're out for the night. Lack a notch,
guys, like a
everyone.
notch.